afternoon. Good afternoon. BBLOTT Podcast Studio is in the building. Your host, Montana.
Your co-host, Vern Tyus.
And we are talking about nonprofit and for-profit business structure, business development here. We're going to do announcements first. So basically, BBLOTT is an acronym meaning Building Business Leaders of Tomorrow Today. So what we do is we structure nonprofit corporations and for-profit businesses by sitting in class teaching you how to structure your business, how to develop it, and basically how to get funding for it, give you grant information, give you resource information, give you real estate information, give you financial literacy information, and so on. So basically, if you're interested in sitting in one of our classes will be starting August 18th. It's 18th? Yep, August 18th, around the corner. So if you're interested in coming to our class, it starts August the 18th from 1:30 to 4:30 at 503 East 200th Street, Suite 103. You can call me at 216-978-0386 to get you registered and to come in. And if you have any questions, you can call that number as well. Also, we have Miss Dora's class. Who missed Miss Dora's class on Saturday? So Miss Doris had a class on Saturday for the group home training. So she comes in twice a month to do group home training. She was just here on Saturday. She will not be back until August the 17th from 10 a.m. 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. So it is an all-day event. So bring your lunch, your pillows, your suitcases, whatever you need to be comfortable because you're going to be in there for some hours. So it's from 11 o'clock a.m. to 5 o'clock p.m. And she won't be back again until September the 7th. Same time, same place. 503 East 200th Street, Suite 103 in Euclid, Ohio. If you want to register for her class, you can call me at 216-978-0386. Also, we're going to have a back-to-school barbecue with the Golden Shades of Ebony Sigma Psi Pi Sorority Incorporated. It is going to be on the same date, August 17th, from 11 o'clock a.m. to 7 o'clock p.m. So if you need back-to-school pencils, books, crayons, folders, book bags for your kids, come out and support. We're going to be in the parking lot of 503 East 200th Street. So we're going to be right in that parking lot. We're going to have Polish boys, ribs, fish, chicken. We're going to have vendors. Other vendors is going to be in the parking lot. So come out and come support and come grab some school supplies for your kids.
Now, will they have openings for more vendors?
Yes. So let me give you the price on the vendors' tables. If you're interested in getting a vendor table, it is $50 if you have your own table. If you do not have a table, it is $50 plus a $15 charge for a table if you don't have a table. So like $65 for a vendor table.
Very good. Very good.
Yeah.
All right. Let's tell them a little bit more about what we do at BBLOTT besides putting the structure together, because there's a lot of people out here that claim to put these business structures together. I actually had a guy that came to me and he said he had everything together. He didn't have business lines of credit and all that stuff. And then when he handed over his LLC paperwork, all he had was his articles of incorporation and his EIN number.
That's it?
That was it. And then we find out when we ran his credit that the $50,000 that he borrowed is actually on his personal name. So we got to avoid that stuff. We got to figure out, like, why are we going into business in the first place? Are we going into business just to exist, or are we going into business for the right things? And here at BBLOTT, that's what we do. We help you structure it for the right things. One is we start by the paperwork, making sure the proper documents are in place, all the way from your articles of incorporation, all the way to understanding what a physical agent is and how to operate as one, to your operating agreement or bylaws if you're a corporation, the proper EIN number or the structure, which is going to tell you how you're going to be taxed. And then on the flip side of that, we talk about the behavior. How do we behave as a business owner? You know, how do we be discreet? How do we carry ourselves? What titles do we carry inside the business? And that's what we teach at BBLOTT, right?
Right.
So you get your stuff taken care of here at BBLOTT because, you know, like my frat brothers say, we the get things finished crew. All right. So We like to get things done. You'll get all that stuff done while you're learning how to operate as such. And one of those lessons we're going to be talking about today, like why? Why be in business? Okay, what will happen to your business is the question that you want to ask, right?
Right.
Okay, so one other thing that Montana alluded to is that when when we put together these structures or help you with any of this, you're going to get the business coaching, you would get the financial literacy, not just the plain old financial literacy like some of our financial gurus out here that just give you the budgeting and how to write a check, but you get the financial literacy on how to behave financially between your personal and your business model. Okay, and we like to talk about it like what we call it macroeconomic financial counseling is what you get. You get a glimpse of that, okay, on a high level. And another part of it is it's a principle that we have. The three pillars that I like to lean on at BBLOTT is that understanding that there's three vehicles. When you come to BBLOTT and you think the way we do, and we like to be around like-minded people, there's three vehicles that give you exponential growth in your financial life. One is having a proper business structure or even multiple proper business structures. Two is permanent life insurance. And three is real estate. There's no other three vehicles like that, okay? And we show you how to use those things.
Right. So let me ask a question. A lot of people, when they come here, that have their businesses structured, like they got it all together, they do the business or the personal loans for their business, and they don't understand what does that entail or what it mean really. They just saying, okay, I need good credit so I can get this loan, so I can do the X, Y, and Z, but it's going on my personal.
Okay. So it would be behoove of a business owner or a business principal that when you go out and you search for loans, understand that a lot of people will ask, or a lot of institutions will ask for a personal guarantor. But you have to do the research, because just because they ask you for a personal guarantor does not mean that it's going to be on your personal credit. So some institutions will put it on your personal credit, some institutions will not. But if you're functioning as a corporation or one of these limited liability organizations to where it's standalone and it has its own cash flow, it has its own balance sheets, stuff like that, then you will be worthy of going to an institution to get one of these commercial loans where you may not need a PG, or if you need a PG, that it will not PG, aka personal guarantor, it will not go on your personal credit. Now, if you go to a bank and you have all these things together, and this is the only program they have, and the product will put the loan on your personal credit, they're not going to tell you. They just going to put it on your personal credit, because everybody is trying to sell a product these days.
Right. So, I lost my thought. Go ahead.
Oh, that's okay. So let's talk about, we talked about why a business should exist last week for limited liability purposes. Let's talk about it, like what will happen to your business. Why do we put these things together, and what will happen to your business, whether it's a for-profit or nonprofit. So I'm gonna start it off with the for-profit, and then we're gonna swing on over to the nonprofit, and we're gonna talk about this perpetual existence. This is one of the greatest things that they gave us. I'm talking about the government, is to allow us to create an entity that can last forever. So what will happen to your business? One, let me ask this question. What will happen to your business if you pass away? Okay, that's one thing that we need to consider. The other is, what will happen to your business when it's time to retire? That means that we're turning our bodies in from work, right? Trading it in with an asset that's going to give us money so we can sit down. So that's number two. And number three, what will happen to the business if we take sick?
Okay.
All right. So when we considering that, go ahead.
So what was the first question again?
What will happen to your business if you pass away?
Okay. So let's say I'm just, I don't know what I know, but I'm just going to ask you because I'm coming in to you to ask and getting some help. So I think what will happen to my business if I pass away, that my family would get, the inheritance in the business and get the money, the bank accounts, and control all the assets of the business.
Okay, I'm glad you asked that because that was number one on the list.
Okay.
And we call that the objective is to retain the business interest inside the family. All right. Um, do we have, and I think our society doesn't do this enough, do we have anyone in the family that is capable of running a business? That's the first question that we need to ask. If we do, then we need to earmark the business for that person, right?
Right.
And the next thing is to understand how many other family members might look at that family member that's going to retain or take ownership of that business. How do we make it fair for them?
Okay. Well, my kids really don't want to take over the business. They probably want to like get the assets and probably sell my business when I pass away, but I really don't want them to. I want to keep it, but they don't have no interest because it's not what they want to do.
Gotcha. So here's one more thing that we need to do when considering what you just asked. Have we ever done a business valuation? See, here at BBLOTT, we teach you how to do a simple business valuation so you can understand what's the fair market value of your business. There's too many business owners in our community that don't even understand how much their business is worth or even how to figure that out. So first figure out how much is your business worth, okay? And then figure out what's going to be the price, okay? And how would the funds be available to the kids? Are you going to split 50-50, 60-40? And will they have enough money to pay the taxes on it when you sell it?
Okay.
All right.
What can prevent my business from going into probate?
So a lot of that we talk about here. What could prevent your business from going into probate? There's a lot of business continuation plans that we can do. There's documents that could be inside the business, or you can do like some of our clients do, where they title the business to what we call an irrevocable trust, aka business trust.
Okay.
That way, it's a group of trustees that will be controlling the business, making decisions on how the income flow and the operations of the business inside the trust, and then the beneficiaries will receive the what we call income, capital gains, and revenue.
Okay.
Right? Any other questions?
Let me think. I'm thinking. So we still on the for-profit business?
We're still on the
For-profit? Okay. Can I put my business in a trust?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
We suggest if you're just doing it for estate purposes, you can put it inside what we call a revocable trust.
Okay.
But if you're looking for double asset protection, which is the most ironclad, is the irrevocable trust. But you got to keep in mind that with the irrevocable trust, what goes in cannot come out. And when you think about the revocable trust and the irrevocable trust, especially if you're thinking about asset protection, you think about one vehicle. If you can go in and make changes, then creditors feel like they can have some access to that as well. But when you talk about the irrevocable trust, if you can't touch it, that means no one can touch it. It doesn't belong to you anymore.
Okay.
All right, and then we got to start worrying about the look back periods and stuff like that.
All right. Well, how do I know when or if I should even consider opening up a trust?
Well, the first thing I would say is do a business plan and a financial plan. Okay, do an asset deposition where you get everything lined up, and when you look at everything, you're still in the accumulation phase where you're still moving things around. Then you may, but still you need to get legal counsel first. You may want to veer towards the revocable trust if you're still moving things around.
Okay.
If you think you're pretty much settled, still look for legal counsel. If you feel like you're pretty much settled and you're looking for estate planning and asset protection, then the irrevocable trust is something you want to explore into.
Okay. Well, I think you answered them questions really well.
Okay. So let's talk about this perpetuity and how do we make a foundation last forever.
Okay.
From the 501c3 all the way to the private foundation.
All right.
So when we start talking about the 501c3, we like to teach our members that, you know what, you create this baby, it has a mission, and you're gonna make some charitable efforts out here in the community. Okay, like a church, for instance,
Right.
A scholarship foundation. Okay, and a lot of times you're helping the community that's real close to you. So how do you try to keep that existence going where it's serving the same purpose for the people that are close to you?
Right. So basically, the 501c3 has many anchors, many legs attached to it. You can do many things with a 501c3. For people that's interested in doing a 501c3 and have a passion or have an idea that they always wanted to push forward into the community, definitely get a 501c3. Do not push any ideas or do things like in the community and be coming out your own pocket trying to fund it, because sooner or later you will go broke, or you're gonna be depressed. You're gonna be what is it?
Don't you say that word.
What?
Don't say you're gonna die.
No, you ain't gonna die yet, but you're gonna be frustrated where you're gonna just probably might give up because you feel that it's passion. You have a passion for your heart for that the idea that you have to have a 501c3. So get a 501c3. What is a 501c3? Basically, it is something that the IRS will give you to help you grow your idea or partner with you to give you funding or to give you leeway or to give you a license to do things easier, more proficient in an easier, better way. So like tax exemption, like donations, like in-kind donations, like what else? Donations of real estate, whatever it is. So they have a little paragraph that you have to abide by that they say what you can and cannot do with a 501c3. You can get the booklets they give you for free on the IRS website. It's called that I'm just like going blank. I'm drawing blanks.
Don't worry about it.
I do it too much. Publications. So
Okay.
you want to download all the publications to the 501c3, so that way it's books that you can read. And the IRS is very friendly. They give you all the information you need to understand the 501c3. I know that people go on TikTok and look at the little skits or go on YouTube, and you got a variety of people telling you about the nonprofit and then the 501c3, and then you get confused thinking that, oh, the nonprofit is a 501c3 and it's two different things, and how to put them together. So a lot of people have different reasons why they do YouTube videos on nonprofit as well as a 501c3 or a nonprofit LLC. So it means different things. So the thing you want to learn is to probably come to BBLOTT and probably learn to sit down in a class and invest in yourself and come here, sit down and learn how to operate a 501c3 along with a for-profit business correctly. So what was your question?
No,
Get into it.
You hit it. But one of the things that I did learn from you is that putting together this structure, the 501c3 structure, is it can help with investments.
Yes,
right?
yes.
So when we start thinking about these foundations and the way they give away money, you got to understand that a lot of this is about being a good steward. So the government wants you to be a good steward with these tax benefits, these investable assets, these charitable gifting assets that come from other organizations. And what you do is you redistribute that. And they also want you to invest with that.
Okay.
Right? They want you to invest that way that the monies and the assets they allow you to have with these tax benefits, that you are making more and more and more and more money. And then in my line of work, what I've learned is that a lot of people, you can't pass on the 501c3 because nobody owns it.
Right.
But you pass on the vision. So they have successors, just like a for-profit would have a successor. These 501c3s have successors that share the same vision, that come in and pick up the torch and keep it running.
Right.
And that's the reason why we have so many foundations and 501c3s that's over 100 years old, 130, 140, 150 years old.
Right.
And that, I call that perpetuity, right? Lasting forever, correct?
Right. Lasting forever. And a nonprofit will last forever if you structure it right and develop it right, and basically have people that's willing to pretty much donate their time, their effort into getting that vision up, your mission, your purpose that you're trying to do up and going in the community. So yes, definitely.
So what I would do is I would make sure when you put together any one of these entities, remember a corporation is bylaws, and for LLC, it is operating agreement. All right.
Yeah.
So, and when you're putting together the 501c3, most likely it's going to be a corporation. You use your bylaws, you design them to the point where not only do you have coordination, all right, governance, but you want to make sure that you have a policy and procedure of who's going to be a successor of these officers in there, or
Right.
or a CEO, who it may be. Okay, and make sure that you have an investable game plan. What assets you're going to be able to hold, whether it's going to be real estate investments, retirement plans, or life insurance, and understand that just like with for-profits, there's financial tools. In a nonprofit, there's a financial tool. It's called a key person agreement or arrangement, which is funded by a key person insurance policy. All right, so those of you that have these nonprofits and you want them to last forever, make sure that you invest the right resources in them.
Right. Now, are you going to be going deeper into insurance? Are you doing an insurance class coming up?
Yes, insurance, for right now, there's no class, but there's one-on-one training starting as of last week. So if you are interested in signing up for one-on-one training to pass the state test for insurance, it don't matter what state it is. If you're from North Carolina, we'll sign you up for North Carolina. If it's Florida, we'll sign you up for Florida. But we're doing one-on-one training, and we started last week, and it'll be for the state certification. Right? You can call 216-978.
0386.
0386, and we'll sign you up. And when you get an insurance license, it's and we're not just talking about insurance, we're talking about securities as well. So if you want to get your securities license, then we'll talk about that. And you can land you a job at a bank, a financial firm, or even learn how to run your own independent practice. And we'll go through that in the training.
Wow, that's nice. Really nice.
Yep.
All right, so what was the next question you have for people that want to learn about nonprofit, 501c3?
No, that's the end of that right there.
Oh, is it? Okay.
That's the end of that.
Woo! A little better.
You was under the gun?
A little bit under the gun.
It's under pressure.
So now I can relax. So what I really want to say about a nonprofit, a for-profit. So basically, nonprofit, for-profit is a venture. It can be exciting. It can be, tedious because there's a lot of work to get it up and going in the beginning, especially if you're trying to do it by yourself. I would suggest that get a team of people, and I always get people saying, "Oh, I don't got nobody. I don't know nobody. Me and my family don't get along. I don't got no friends," things like that. So my suggestion is go get some friends, go network with some people. You need people to help you get this nonprofit up and going. If you're trying to do it by yourself, it usually don't turn out so good as you want it because you're wearing like 20 different hats. And you can get a team of people and it'd be so much easier to just do it because like we said before, you don't own this nonprofit. That means that, you can't sell it, you can't do nothing with it. You just work for the nonprofit because it's a passion. You want to get back to the community. You decide that this is what you want to do. So whether it's the cancer program, the lupus program, a kindergarten program, a DODD program, whatever you want to do, you have to get with a team of people that believe in the same mission and vision you have to get it up and going and to get it done. All right, and y'all got to be pretty much level-headed and, your mind got to be the same mindset. Because anything else, if they doing one thing and you think it's something else different, y'all gonna be clashing. I wanted to run this way. No, I wanted to go this way. And it's never gonna be equal. It's just gonna be, y'all gonna just be in competition with each other. And then y'all can probably venture off and do other things.
Okay. Let's do a quick recap.
Okay.
All right, before we have to leave these good people. All right. First, how do we how do we preserve our business? What do you want your business to do? Where will your business be? Right? And the first question was, will you retain the business interest inside the family? That means if you're going to leave it, right? I gave you the bullet points on what you need to know. Number two is, will you sell the business interest, as the scenario that Montana gave me, that maybe, the kids don't want the business, so now you got to sell it. So most importantly, you got to understand how much your business is worth, and if you don't know, you got to come here and learn how to do a business valuation, the simplest form possible.
Can you sell a nonprofit?
No, you can't sell a nonprofit.
Can't sell a nonprofit, so that wouldn't be in that.
Right, so that wouldn't be in that. And then second, not second, but third, how do you make a nonprofit last forever? Okay, you have successors. We talk about the key person insurance plan. How do we put together retirement plans inside the nonprofit using those types of insurance plans? And how do we collect assets like investments, real estate, and cash value insurance up under the nonprofit to have that continuity? All right. And then let's give them a recap on the updates again so they don't forget.
So updates on dates. So our nonprofit for-profit business structuring class will be starting August the 18th from 1:30 to 4:30. Now there's going to be 6 classes involved in this program. So it's going to be on a Monday and a Sunday. So Sunday is going to start on the 18th. Then you're going to come back on Monday, probably around 6 o'clock. You're going to do it every week. So twice a week. Twice a week. And once you're done with those 6 classes, you're done. And then if you want to move forward with the one-on-one training or one-on-one coaching or whatever you want to do, then we will be available for you for a year to walk with you in that process. Also, Ms. Dora's class is going to be back on the 17th. That's going to be a Saturday from 11 o'clock a.m. to 5 o'clock p.m. If you are looking to open up a group home, give group home training. If you're looking for real estate, because we still do real estate, right?
You still do real estate.
We're still doing real estate. So if you're looking for real estate to open up your group home, come to Ms. Dora's program, take the class, and then we'll help you find real estate. Also, the Golden Shades of Ebony Sigma Psi Pi will be hosting back to school barbecue here at 503 East 200th Street, right in the parking lot on East 200th Street. So come out, get some book bags. Come out, get some school supplies for your kids. Come get some barbecue, some Polish boys, some chicken wings, and some fish dinners. So we will also have different vendors is going to be here as well. Vendors tables is $50 if you have your own table, $65 if you don't have your own table. So come out if you want to be a vendor for this event, 216-978-0386. Also, what we have going on?
Well, we running out of time. So we have, and just remember this.
Okay.
When you come to BBLOTT and everything you're going to learn, we do a macroeconomic concept, financial concept teaching, all right? So we talk about your personal finance and how to leverage real estate, your business structures and all that. And remember those 3 vehicles that give you exponential growth. We're actually teaching that, which is the proper business structures, having permanent life insurance, and involving real estate in every move.
All right. So we got 2 minutes left?
No, we're closing out.
We're closing out? Okay. So if you are interested again in coming to our 501c3 class, our for-profit training class, or you have any questions about the opening up a business, getting a structure, financial literacy, whatever it is, give us a call, 216-978-0386, 216-978-0386. We are located at 503 East 200th Street, Suite 103 in Euclid, Ohio, 44119.
Yep, and that is our show. And until next time, peace.
Whoop, whoop. I had to do it one more time, sorry.